All right, what's up, everybody? Scott or Scoops and Nathan back here for Are We Friends episode 7. I believe this is crazy. We got Thanksgiving week here. So we thought we would do, sticking with the theme of the holiday and everything, we would do something where we basically kind of rate or give our feedback on our, favorite Thanksgiving foods and stuff. We got a website pulled up here in a second called Tier Maker where we can you know, say why we like these foods and put them in a certain category and everything. But I don't know about you, Nate, but other than just kind of being with family, I know some people enjoy being with family, some people don't during Thanksgiving. But I was very fortunate to have a lot of my family over, and we all usually got along. So I
Mhm.
really enjoy Thanksgiving, and obviously part of it's eating. I love Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
and to me,
yeah,
that's the
it's my
leftover.
favorite holiday.
Yeah, yeah, I
There's
think
no
so.
pretense about presents, and
Right.
I'm not a religious person, so there's no religious kind of connotation to it. It's just get together, enjoy, spending time with people, and eat some good food.
Right, and usually the weather, depending on where you're at, but most of the time
Yeah,
the weather for us in Kansas City, growing up, it was pretty decent. Could be a little chilly, but for the most part, it was sunny, nice
yeah,
out. You might have a Thanksgiving where it snowed here and there, probably not as much lately. And then here in North Carolina, it's probably going to be in the mid 50s to 60s or higher. Even this week, it'll could hit close to 70, but yeah, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays because of that. I don't mind traveling sometimes. We're not traveling this year, but yeah, it's the food. And then cool thing about Thanksgiving too, not that you don't have this at Christmas or other holidays, but Thanksgiving has some good leftovers. The food's usually good leftover. I know my wife and I, we like to make the turkey cranberry type sandwiches after. I love stuffing and the green bean casserole and everything.
hmm
But yeah, it's I'm like you. I like Thanksgiving. It's a good time to get together with family and friends and watch some football or just hang out, chat, have a few drinks, stay up late, catch up. So, but cool. Well, awesome. Well, let me share my screen here with you and we'll get into this giving our feedback on some of the traditional Thanksgiving Thanksgiving foods. So we got, let's see. All right. So we got this here. Let's see. So all right. So let's start off. What do we got? We got ham here, huh?
you know, when done well,
hmm
a a baked like spiral ham or whatever, however people make it, I don't know, can be delicious. So I'm gonna say we put the ham on the A.
Yes, I agree. I don't know what S really means here, but
Yeah, I
we
think
just
A is like
yeah,
the excellence or whatever for school, and S is superstar.
yeah. No, I I agree with you there. I'm it's not my favorite, but it's good. I'll have
Yeah,
a few pieces of ham. It's always good leftover for a sandwich or something the
yeah,
next
it
day.
is.
So, but yeah, I think I'll second you there. So, what about let's see, we got corn on the cob here's next.
I don't I don't think I've ever had corn on the cob for Thanksgiving. So for me, and I don't have anything wrong with corn on the cob, but under the thought process of Thanksgiving meal, I'm gonna put corn on the cob as a D.
Yeah, I think I'll go with you there. I'm not a huge
It's just
yeah.
never had it for Thanksgiving.
If I'm gonna spend calories at the time, I want something other than corn on the cob at
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. So I ate enough corn during the summer grilling or whatever. So yeah, I kind of agree with you there. Not that I hate it, I just Thanksgiving, I'm not gonna go out of my way to have it.
right.
Let's see, we got some apple cider here. We'll call this we could call this alcoholic or non-alcoholic, but what's your thought on apple cider?
Well, I've never had apple cider as part of Thanksgiving dinner either, but it sounds better than corn on the cob. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm thinking either a B or a C. What do you think?
I'm thinking I love apple cider, but yeah, it's
Okay.
not a typical Thanksgiving meal for that I grew up with at least, and sounds like you too. So we won't put it C because I'm like you, I still think it's good. And it can be a warm or a cold drink. So we'll put
Yeah.
it in the B category. Next you got cornbread. I do see this as kind of more of a traditional Thanksgiving food, but what are your thoughts?
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Same thing. I don't think I've ever had cornbread with Thanksgiving dinner. We always had dinner rolls.
Ah, yeah.
My grandma, and I don't know if my grandma made them. I'm sure, I don't know. I mean, she wasn't the best cook, but she also wasn't the worst. And some of the things she made were home runs, and some were definitely not. But we always had dinner rolls.
Yep. Well, on that note, we actually had both. So
Really?
yeah, I'm
Well, I'll abstain from cornbread.
mhm, yeah. Um, I to me, cornbread was pretty traditional for our family. So I'm gonna put it. It's not my favorite, but no, I'll kind of put it up there in the B category. Not gonna put it up as superstar and A. What's this? Looks like this is what cranberries. Which
Cranberries.
yeah, what's your
Never been a fan.
yeah? I'm not a huge fan either.
Just not my cup of tea.
Yep,
I'd
I'll eat.
rather eat the corn on the cob than the cranberry.
Yeah, I'll eat them. I like them actually. I like them more the next day on a sandwich. So I'll kind of put it down here. My wife loves them, but I don't like them eat that much either. I won't go out of my way for them. I just see we got mashed potatoes and gravy.
When done well, mashed potatoes and gravy are a superstar.
Yeah, I will. It's crazy because I hated potatoes growing up, but I love mashed potatoes, and
Oh
I'm
man.
not a big gravy fan. Well, I wasn't growing up. Now I'll eat them with gravy, so I'm gonna second you on that one. I'm putting this up here, especially if there's season great.
Yeah. Now, are you, regardless of, well, okay, we'll say for Thanksgiving dinner, would you be more of a brown gravy or a white gravy?
Thanksgiving, I'm probably going with more of a brown. That's kind of just traditional for us, what we grew
Right.
up on. So, what about you?
What if it's not Thanksgiving? Do you have a preference over white gravy or brown gravy?
No, because like I said, I wasn't a uh gravy person growing up anyways. I usually actually just ate them plain. So to me it didn't really matter.
Mm.
So
If you give me a choice, I take the white gravy 100% of the time.
nice. I mean we actually had some white gravy the other day for something we were eating, but but yeah, it doesn't really matter to me too much.
Okay.
What is this? Mac and cheese?
Yep. What do you got?
I'm a huge mac and cheese fan, especially if it's done well. It all really depends on who's cooking it and how it's made. Because you could have the creamy or you could have the dry. To me, I like a little
Yeah.
creamy, but if it's done well, to me, it's up there with the superstar, in my opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree. Have you ever had my macaroni and cheese that I
I don't.
make?
It's crazy that we've known each other that long, but I don't think so. The next Phil
Yeah.
Fest or something, we'll have to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back and say it's the best ever, but it's pretty damn good. And I've had a number of people ask me for the recipe afterwards. So
That's awesome.
it's good. It's not with cheddar, it's with mozzarella and
Yeah,
parmesan.
oh, nice.
And I use shells.
Yeah, I
Something
know.
about the
I
shell.
shell.
It's that
Yeah,
cupping of the shell. It's got some of that
yeah.
creaminess that the shell holds on to.
Oh yeah. No,
Really makes a difference.
I definitely try. I love mac and cheeses. I had it for lunch today too. So,
I
uh,
tried to make it for the girls for dinner tonight, but we didn't have any. So
all right. Next, we got Brussels sprouts.
I, I like Brussels sprouts. Never heard of Brussels sprouts for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
I'm
Now,
gonna I'm gonna put that down in the D.
yeah, I think I'll second you there too because didn't eat a lot of Brussels sprouts until actually moving to North Carolina. So that and collard greens, if you ever heard of collard greens, but
Yeah, love
uh,
greens.
if collard greens are seasoned well, I think they're great. I think they're
Yeah,
better than Brussels sprouts. But yeah, I think not that Brussels sprouts are bad. They smell horrible when you cook them, but but yeah, I think I'll go with you as far as the Thanksgiving food down there at the bottom.
yeah.
Obviously you got your turkey next, but what's your take
How
on
do you
turkey?
how do you feel about turkey? Because turkey
Oh,
seems to be kind of a polarizing thing.
yep. I am it's not my like go-to meat or go-to food. But it's not at the bottom. I'm probably putting it up there in the A or B category, to be honest with you.
Okay. Uh, I lean towards B just because overwhelmingly my memory of turkey at Thanksgiving when my grandma made it, and now on the times when my parents make it, it's just dry.
Yeah.
It's just so dry, and you're just sitting there gnawing on it and
Oh
gnawing
man.
on it. And
I
I've made a turkey a few times, and I brine it
mhm.
and then put it in the oven. Brine it overnight or for a
Yep.
day,
Yep.
and that seems to make a real significant difference. And then I'm also the one who, when it comes out of the oven, I'm the one who's carving it up. So
Yeah.
I'm taking some of
Gotta
the
do all the work.
fresh pieces that are hot and juicy and delicious. So that's really skewed my opinion of turkey. So
Yep. No, I agree with you there. I don't mind turkey, but I don't go out of my way. And the best turkey I actually ever had, not to say this to tout myself, but I tried one year living in this house, probably 4 years ago. I
mhm.
smoked a small turkey and injected it with something, and it came out nice and moist and everything. It was really good. But in general, I'm not like a got to go out of my way to have turkey person. I like
Yeah.
leftover the next day in a sandwich or something.
If
Um,
you were going to Thanksgiving dinner and whoever you were going, or maybe you were doing it yourself,
yeah,
how would you feel if whomever elected not to have turkey?
I wouldn't be upset. It wouldn't bother me.
Okay.
I
I
think
wouldn't
you
either.
I think you kind of have to have ham and or turkey or one or the other, but I don't think I mean to me nothing says, oh man, it's not Thanksgiving without turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey, whatever.
If
However,
there's
yeah.
if there's a nicely cooked ham, I don't need turkey at all.
Yep. I'm usually or I'll have one small piece or something.
Even then, I'm only taking it out of the obligation to whomever has cooked it.
Yep.
It's kind of like a reluctant concession. So
Yep. Next, this looks like green bean casserole. What's your take on that?
I'm going to say green bean casserole is an A with potential to go up to an S, depending on how good it is. But it's like the easiest thing to make. Um, and then if you do it a little bit better, it could be a superstar. But I would say generally speaking, it's an A. I
I think
always have at least two helpings of green bean casserole.
I second that. And I think it kind of back to what you're saying. It could be a, a superstar or an A. It's a superstar if the person that making it makes it right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you, I'll go back for seconds if it's a really good green bean casserole. And normally I'm not a huge green bean fan, but in green bean casserole, I love green beans. Uh, so I'll second you there. I agree with you on that one. Next we got what pumpkin pie.
Yeah. I like pumpkin pie.
Yep.
Although most of the Thanksgivings, there's always pumpkin pie and pecan pie and some other kind of dessert option, it seems like. And so I always go with something other than pumpkin, but I like pumpkin pie.
Yep. I'm the same. If it's kind of one of those two. If the person making it makes it pretty good and puts the right spices and stuff, because pumpkin by itself is really not that good, but it depends on
Yeah.
what's in it. But I'm like you. I like pumpkin pie too.
I was thinking A or B, but
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
okay
do
if you want to put it as an S.
it. Okay, we'll do it as yes.
We can be friends.
All right. Next we got is that apple pie? We'll call it apple pie. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on it.
Yep. What are your thoughts there?
Um, I very rarely have had a good apple pie.
Same.
And when I have, it's really good, but it's like if I've had 20 slices of apple pie in my life, one of the 20 was hot and put together so it didn't just fall apart and
Yep.
was good and was like memorable, and all the rest of it's just cold and you're like, I'd rather have something else. So
Yep.
I feel like that's a B.
Yeah, I think I'll second you there. I don't really go out of my way for it. I like ice cream, and I'll usually put ice cream on apple pie. But I'm not a pie person in general. Pumpkin's really one of the few pies I eat. I like desserts, but I'm not a pumpkin pie or I mean a
It's
pie person in general. So
it's interesting that you say that because I'm also not a pie person.
yeah,
if there's a delicious pie, a delicious cake, and a delicious some other kind of dessert,
Cookie or something, whatever. Yeah.
yeah, or like sometimes there's the uh, I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's like a casserole dessert kind of
Yeah.
a thing
Oh yeah.
that people in my family would make. And if there's those three options in front of me, I choose the pie last every time.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
why do you suppose that is? Why don't you care for pie as much?
I don't know if it's because we didn't, other than Thanksgiving, we didn't really have a lot of pies growing up. It was other desserts or your main food and your main course. So a lot of breads, fortunately and unfortunately. My great grandmother lived to be 101. She made bread from scratch and it was awesome. So, um, yeah, we just didn't eat a lot of pie growing up. My parents didn't really make it. So I just never really got into pie. I'm not a People make pecan, however you want to say it. I'm not a big
Mhm.
pecan pie or even sweet potato pie. I just never been a pie person. So
Yeah. And as a kid, never tried pecan pie. It just didn't look good. And I've
mhm.
tried it as an adult, and
Right.
it's tasty, but it's not, I would much rather have some sort of ice cream
Yeah.
or some like tiramisu,
Yep.
some kind of dessert like that, or cake or
Right.
cookies, or I always choose pie last. And I don't know why that is exactly. For me, I think a big part of it is the crust.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's certain pies that have that graham cracker crust, and that makes any pie significantly better.
Yes.
But
Kind of
just
like
something
cheesecake
about
with the
pie.
graham cracker crust. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big brownie person. So you give me a nice,
Yeah.
but I don't like the dry. I like them soft, kind of like I like cookies. So you give me ice cream with a brownie, but I hate chocolate cake, so it's weird. So all right, what do we got? We got stuffing next. Where would you put that?
You know, Stuffing for me is definitely an S.
Hmm.
Maybe drop it down to an A if somebody does something wrong. My dad, maybe I can't tie in cornbread to Thanksgiving. My dad, maybe 20 years ago, maybe not quite, he made a stuffing for Thanksgiving once that was cornbread based.
Hmm.
And I can't remember everything that it had in it, but I had like big chunks of celery, and there was, I want to say, were there like cut up pieces of oyster? Maybe. I can't remember all the stuff he had in it. It was so good. And for whatever reason, when my dad cooks, he never makes the same thing twice. He'll make stuffing and then he'll do something different and he'll make it totally different another time. Or he'll make whatever and he just never will cook something the same way. And that was one of those examples. I was like, man, you gotta make that again, Dad. And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
So we never had it anymore, but stuffing is an S.
I'm gonna second you there. I love stuffing. It's good too on a like I said, I make a leftover sandwich usually the next day. So I'll do, even though I'm not a big cranberry fan, I'll do the turkey, cranberry stuffing all on a sandwich and just pile it on and smash it all together. So yeah, with you as long as somebody makes it right. It's up there at the top too.
Yeah.
What's this looks like? Cheesecake with cherry
Cheesecake.
or something. What's your
Yeah. I would eat cheesecake. I'd choose it over the apple pie,
Oh, most definitely.
unless the apple pie happened to look like amazing or something. But I
Yep.
would I would choose cheesecake first.
Yep. I think I'm gonna put that up in an A with you because
Okay.
yep, I'm going cheesecake over the pie too. What is this? Sweet potatoes?
Yam, sweet potato,
Yeah, whatever you want to
something
call
like
them.
that. Yeah.
What's your
Pass. Not for me.
Yeah, I mean, I eat them more than I used to. We had them a lot growing up, but I didn't eat them a lot. I would eat them every once in a while. I think it's kind of one of those two. Some people put nuts in them. Some people, I just think it's just all kind of how they're made and how sweet they are. And I wasn't a big sweet potato fan growing up, but now I eat them more. I think I'm gonna put this probably down at a C. I don't go out of my way, but I'd probably rather have it over Brussels sprouts and cranberries. So I don't know what are you putting it at a D or a C?
I would choose it last over everything else on here.
Oh wow.
But I mean, if you like it, that's fine. Put it as a C.
Yeah, we have got nothing in the C, so we don't really
Yeah.
see much. So we'll put it
Yeah.
at a C. All right, that's pretty much it for what's on here. So
Well, and
anything
now I'm sitting here looking at it. We have 5 things in the S. So on a bell curve, you can't have that many S's. So is there something that needs to move? Is there anything that needs to move just overall?
like you're saying we had too many up there?
Well, like if you look at the apple cider, the cornbread, the turkey, and the apple pie,
Mhm.
does one of those seem like it needs to move up or down?
I would probably maybe move the apple cider down just because to me it's not a typical Thanksgiving like in my from my experience tradition.
Yeah.
It's,
I've never had it for Thanksgiving.
yeah, so we'll put it. It's good, but we'll put it down here from a. I
Yeah.
love apple cider, and but from this perspective, I would maybe move it down here. I
Yeah.
think you keep all these at the top, in my opinion.
The only one I would argue is the pumpkin pie.
Yes, I would maybe move that down,
And then I would maybe move all the pieces of pie down one spot from where they are.
like this right here.
Well, I mean, put the pumpkin pie in A, the
Yeah,
cheesecake in B, and the apple in C.
there you go. More,
Because I think
yeah,
we definitely identified a tier for an order of operations of pie, but I don't know that I would say pie goes at the top because I
yeah.
would definitely choose another dessert. Well,
Oh
I
yeah,
shouldn't say definitely. I would be likely to choose another dessert over pumpkin pie. But at any Thanksgiving, I'm without hesitation getting seconds of mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, and stuffing.
it's funny because that's exactly what I was about ready to say. So, yep, I'll agree with you there. I mean, I might get seconds of some of this other stuff if I'm still super hungry, but not.
Yeah,
I'm going out of my
yeah,
way to get. I'm going out of my way to get these if these are left. If these are out, then
yeah,
start working my way down.
yeah.
I might even
And there's a
move the
strong chance I'm getting thirds of at least one of them.
right. I might even move the ham down a little bit more just because I would still fill myself up with some of this other stuff first. But I think this is pretty good. So, well, cool. That's I think that's good for our Thanksgiving ranking to keep with the Thanksgiving holiday spirit and
Yeah,
hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving week and safe travels and good times with family and not too many arguments. Everybody teams wins their football games or whatever sports or whatever you're watching and doing, and everybody stays safe. But I know me, like I said, we're not traveling this year. We're staying here in North Carolina and doing some stuff with Kendall's family, and her and I will probably be cooking most of the food. I might get a round or two of golf in, and then enjoy some nice weather. And I think we'll be going and doing some stuff in Raleigh over the weekend. Try to avoid the shopping crowds, but you know how that is. I
yeah,
don't think we'll go shopping, but it's gonna be hard to avoid the traffic. So,
yeah. No kidding.
but yeah, but I hope you have a good Thanksgiving too, and the
Thanks,
same thing for
brother.
everybody else. But
Yeah,
so cool. Well, awesome. Hit the subscribe, like,
that's right.
share, whatever. Give us some
Tell
thumbs up.
us. That's right. Tell us if there's an item on that list that we overlooked.
Yep.
And I
Any
think the dessert options are plentiful. So tell us what dessert isn't on that list.
yes, I will agree with you there. So well, cool. Appreciate everybody. And thanks for your time and have a good holiday.
Yep. Be safe, everybody.